Hello. Wait, I got to get my mic. Hi, guys. It is Jillian Leslie, host of the Blogger Genius podcast. I am chewing. I've got some almonds. Wait, I've got my favorite chocolate in the world to eat, snack on, my 85 Divine. If you have a favorite chocolate, I want to know about it. Anyway, I wanted to pop in today. I want to see, I've got a lot of business here to do. I want to see if this is working and going live, where I'm hoping it goes live. If you are watching, yes, there I am. I see myself in my Facebook group. If you are not a member of my Facebook group, please join it. It is the Become a Blogger Genius Facebook group. It has over 1,000 members. It's fun. I show up live here. I'd love you to be a part of it. I wanted to pop in today to talk about my newest podcast episode that is also a blog post. So it seems like it's funny. I can see where I get the most traction in blog posts, and one of them is SEO and traffic. Duh, not surprising, because what do we all want? We all want to understand SEO, get SEO to work for us so that we can drive traffic to our site and our blog and our business in general, get sales and things like that. So I interviewed an SEO expert named Brandon Leibowitz, and we just went through like ridiculously easy tips. So here we go. Let's see. New podcast episode. A ridiculously easy SEO strategy. I think that SEO feels overwhelming. It feels complicated. It feels maybe like it involves, I don't know, numbers or addition, but it doesn't. It really doesn't. What I like about SEO and SEO strategy is if you serve up what Google wants, Google rewards you. It's as simple as that. Whereas Instagram is always changing its algorithm, and Instagram is trying to keep people on Instagram. Like, their incentives aren't always aligned with your incentives. And Google, by the way, has also been more, oh my God, that's I don't know if you can hear that. That is my Google Home talking to me. It must have heard what I was saying, didn't like it. But Google is not always aligned with you when you search for something. I was just doing a search and like the answer shows up and you don't go to the website because Google's serving up like, what is the weather today? And like, you don't have to go to weather.com to find that stuff out. In a way, Google is helping you, the searcher, but is not necessarily helping you, the blogger or website owner. However, Google search is still incredibly powerful at driving traffic. So what are these simple, ridiculously easy strategies? Well, the first one is, of course, to know your niche and know where you can build authority in Google's eyes, where you can present yourself as an expert, and that is by creating really good content around a certain topic that people really like. Here's the thing. It's like we all get worried about the Google algorithm. And what I loved that Brandon said is, don't think about the algorithm, because Google's constantly changing it. They're updating it. Like, there's no way also to know what Google's really thinking. However, what you can do is you can identify what keyword you want to go after, where you want to be competitive. And there are some tools. I like Uber Suggest. There are some other more expensive tools that you can use to see how many people are searching for that keyword. And you want to, especially in the beginning, go after smaller, longer tail keywords where you could compete. And how do you know if you can compete? Well, type in, so look for something, let's say on Uber Suggest, that has maybe a couple hundred, maybe 1,000 searches a month. But then go to Google, your best friend, and search for those keywords. Search for whatever it is you want to write about and see what comes up. So Brandon is a big fan of stalking your competition. Go look at the top search results on Google. And then say to this is your competition. This is what people are going to choose. These are the choices. And there's a reason why Google is serving up these top choices. So say to yourself, could I beat this? Like, could I have a more fleshed out solution? Could it be more current? Could it be better structured? Could it have a video, especially a YouTube video, which is owned by Google? How can I beat these posts? And then he had this great strategy that I'd never thought of, which is take the top, 5 posts and see if you can make a master post incorporating that information. I mean, that was like killer. Now, don't copy their posts, but if they're talking about certain topics, you talk about those certain topics, and you kind of create a master post based on the results that show up. And I was like, ooh, that sounds interesting. Now, it doesn't, and this is funny, I think women struggle with this, whereas I don't necessarily think men do. And women go, but that feels like it's cheating, or it feels, I don't know, like you're stealing content ideas. And I want to tell you that when it comes to SEO, take feelings out of it and just think about delivering the best content without copying content. You don't want to do that. But the best content from your perspective. You've got a point of view about things. You write in a certain style. Go be helpful and be more helpful than the other search results. So anyway, I thought that those were some really awesome pieces of advice. I'm just checking to see if I've got the main things. Okay, video is good. Oh, and this whole idea of backlinks, this was good. Because I think that we all know, or if you don't know this, let me tell you, backlinks matter. So it means, it again shows your authority. If people are linking to you, that's a good sign. That means somebody's saying, hey, here's a good piece of content. So therefore, if backlinks matter and you've got friends, let's say in your niche, why don't you guys all just link to each other? Doesn't that seem so smart? However, Google's on to you. So having a reciprocal link where I am linking to you and you are linking to me can be problematic, because Google's going to see that and go, hey, did you guys like hook up and decide to link to each other? The goal is for you to get people to link to you, and you're not necessarily linking back to them. So let's say you have free product that you can send them, or another special favor you can offer them. See if you can do that. But your goal is not to, in a spammy sort of way, collect links. It's to get them authentically. So going to another blogger and saying, I'd like to write something for your blog is great, especially if they say yes, and then work really hard on that. Now, the question is, like, let's say you've got media and they, like, Forbes writes an article and mentions you. The question is, like, should you be linking to Forbes? And I would still say yes, because my hunch is that you have to make this, nobody knows the answer to this. However, is that publicity and having a link to it important? Or could you just say, as mentioned in Forbes, and not necessarily have a link to the article? Maybe, as I'm thinking about it, maybe that's what I would do. You've seen these, like, as seen in with the logos of certain publications. I might do that and not add the link, because that link from Forbes to me is very valuable. So that's just off the top of my head, my thought about it. I don't know how Google would think about this, but based on trying to play by the rules, that would be my recommendation. Okay, and you want to make sure in your own blog post that you're interlinking content that makes sense to keep people on your blog. So I'm doing a blog post about gardening, and then let's say I'm talking about certain plants, but I have blog posts about those certain plants. I want to make sure I'm linking to those other pieces of content that are relevant on my site, linking in the hypertext, like where I'm mentioning like how to care for a blank cactus, because that's what the blog post is about. I want to be I don't want to just say link here, click here, and then just hyperlink the word here. Really think about what words you're linking to, because that gives information to Google. Okay, and then the other, let's see, I think there was one other piece of advice that we talked about. No, I guess this is it. Think about I love this, what the goal of the blog post is, because it needs to have a goal. You are not a content creator, you're a content marketer. So therefore, that blog post, either like here are some possible goals. 1, I'm going to offer a freebie to get you on my email list. 2, I want you to click on my affiliate link and go buy this shovel that I really like that I mentioned in my gardening post. 3, I want you to click onto I want you to click around my site because I'm monetizing via ads. So I want as many page views as possible. So I want you to buy my product, my ebook, my course, my workshop. So your job as the writer of the blog post is to do what I call add some street signs, saying things like go here and do this, and put these asks or these directional arrows at the top of your post, at the middle of your post, at the bottom of your post, and hopefully they are all kind of asking the same thing. Because a lot of times if you over ask, you know this, like your neighbor comes to you and says, hey, can I borrow a cup of sugar? And you're like, of course. And then if they're like, yeah, and also hey, could you pick up my mail for me? And then, I don't know, they over ask and you start to go I don't know, this is a lot. Maybe then you feel overwhelmed and start to resent this neighbor. Think about it that way. So instead, be really clear about what you're asking for. Know exactly the purpose of this blog post and ask for it multiple times. So those are the pieces of advice from Brandon. I think they're really good because I think they make sense. It's not like, hey, try this sneaky trick and it'll give you tons of traffic. It's more like, hey, you can tell that this is all it all makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I am going to copy the link to this episode. Oh, Chris Ann, hello there. Yes, exactly. So always be thinking about the goal of the post. And in fact, nobody ever taught me that. Hi, Melba. Nobody ever taught me that. I just kind of was like, wait a second, why are we writing these blog posts? What's in it for me? Why am I putting my heart and soul into this? I want to grow a business. How do I grow a business? By providing value, but also being really clear and asking, it's like in a relationship. I've used this example before, but I think it's really powerful. If you are married, and you can tell me if this works for you too. If I say to my husband, hey, I feel like you're not being helpful around the house. He doesn't know then how to make me happy. And I go, I'm really unhappy because I feel like I'm doing so much and you're not doing it enough. It's too abstract for him. What am I asking? Whereas if I say to him, hey, what I'd like you to do every night is empty the dishwasher and take out the trash on Thursdays and bring the laundry downstairs. Boom! He knows exactly how to make me happy. So he's not playing this guessing game. I'm just asking directly for what I need and he's providing it. And so therefore, same thing with your audience. Don't expect that they know what you want them to do. Tell them. Tell your husband what you want. Tell your kids what you want. This is how we advocate for ourselves, and this is how we advocate for ourselves as business owners. So just be thinking about that. Okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit about my product update on MiloTree Easy Payments, which I'm super excited about. So all day, in fact, in 8 minutes, I'm going to get on a call with somebody who wants to set up a paid workshop. And in fact, it's gardening related. So what have I been learning by talking to all of these entrepreneurs? 1, I am saying the first thing you need if you want to be selling digital products is people to sell it to. And so therefore, in the beginning of your business, your job is to build an audience of people who get you, who know, like, and trust you, who feel connected to you. So I was talking to a woman today and she's like, I have this idea for a course. And I don't know if you know my thoughts on courses, but I am a naysayer on building a course. It takes way too much time and you don't know necessarily that people are going to buy it. And I have 3 issues with courses. 1, they take a tremendous amount of time. 2, you don't know if there really is a market for what you're going to sell. So you're going to go spend all this time creating a course, come back and try and sell it. and there's no guarantee it's going to sell. And third, let's say it sells. Well, guess what? You've made some sales, but how are you going to make more sales and more sales? You got to keep selling that thing. So it's not this idea of like, I create a course and then magically it sells itself. It doesn't work like that. But anyway, but she was saying like, I want to create a course. I said, I don't recommend you start with a course. And then I said, do you have an audience? And she said, no. And I said, okay, that's where I would start. So get your point of view, know what you're an expert in, and start creating content on this. And start offering a freebie or something to get people on your list, or start posting on Instagram or on Facebook, and start really attracting the people to you who resonate with you. And it was so funny. She's like, okay, with MyLoTree Easy Payments, are you doing upsells and downsells, like in terms of the cart of people buying, like, hey, if you don't want to buy this for this special price, or this is going to go away, or what? Like, it's very fancy purchasing psychology. And I go, wait, but do you have an audience? And she's like, no. And I go, you know what? Before we even talk about that, and yes, we will be building that out in our product, but again, don't put the cart before the horse. It was like more fun to be thinking about kind of how she could structure her sales. That seems more fun than actually doing the hard stuff of putting content out there, putting your point of view out there, seeing how people respond to what you create. And it's slow going, especially at the beginning. But if you incorporate that whole idea of B- work, you can have success. And I said, you're going to get embarrassed, and that is good. So just briefly, MyLoTree, easy payments. I'm really working on my own messaging around it. It is the easiest way to collect credit card payments from your audience. So it's not a platform to put your course on. I say go put your course in a Facebook group, or go put it on Google or Dropbox or something. You don't need all these fancy solutions. You just need an easy way that you can sell stuff to your audience, period. If you have an audience, there is money to be made by selling to them. And I want to empower you to do that in the easiest way possible. So it's like, well, what can I sell? If you want to sell a paid workshop, a membership, coaching, my product, MyLoTree Easy Payments, will make this super simple for you. So you can get to MyLoTree Easy Payments by just going to mylotreepayments.com, and you'll see it, and you can sign up, and you can talk to me. Just message me, leave a comment and say, I want to work with you. Hi. Let's see. Hello, everybody who is here. This is very fun. Hi, Delisco. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Delisco, hello there. Welcome. So good to see you. All right, so this is it. This is like I just want to make you money, and I don't want you to have to deal with really complicated platforms. I want this to be like 1, 2, 3. You got this. And I am all about testing your idea. So with MyLoTree Easy Payments, we give you free sales pages. Go fill out a sales page. Go put it in front of your audience and see if they buy it. And that way you know you're onto something. But again, it goes back to the course idea, which is please don't spend so much time creating an ebook or creating something that you think is going to sell. Go test it and make sure you can sell it. Just call me Dee. Oh, thank you, because I know I was mangling that. Hi, Dee. Thank you for coming. I see your name all the time, and I know it, but I didn't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, so just be thinking about what you could offer. And if you want to sell a workshop or a membership or coaching, just reach out to me and I will help you set it up for free, because I'm kicking the tires of my own product. I want to see what's working, what you're struggling with, how to make it easier, because I do believe that right now payment platforms are complicated. And there is money to be had. If you have built an audience, there is money to be had serving that audience. So please reach out to me. I'm now going to get on a call with somebody to walk through them setting up their workshop using our super easy templates. And that's what I want to share today on a Monday. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. May is like one of my favorite months. I feel like I'm in a good, just spring kind of mood. All right, any questions, whatever, message me on Instagram, MyLoTree, or email me, Jillian@milotree.com. And I'm going live with a new podcast episode on Wednesday. They always drop on Wednesdays at midnight. And it is more productivity tips. You liked it. I had this woman named Dara Sklar on, and she gave all these productivity tips. You guys ate it up, so I invited her back. So we're sharing more cool tips. So I'll be popping in again. I hope you have a great week, and I will talk to you guys soon. And thank you guys for showing up live. I so appreciate it.